All right, so to begin today with our writing lesson, how many of you felt like we were a little rushed yesterday and maybe didn't have 100% understanding about what we were doing? Thumbs up if you think you totally got it. So is that a sort of a little bit? Okay, so what Ms. Brandon and I were talking about when we discussed this morning was we probably, since we were a little rushed yesterday and since this is a really important unit, we're actually going to kind of do, I wanted to give you guys a little bit more time to work together as a whole class to maybe gain a little bit better of an understanding about what Ms. Brandon and I are looking for when it comes to your persuasive essay topics. And see, as I said yesterday, I don't know if you guys remember, it's subjective. This is subjective. So Ms. Brandon and I can accept your essay topics, but we can also reject them if we don't think that they're appropriate for a persuasive writing essay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so I've got a few examples here. What I figured was I would start with some of your peers' work and start with that to show some ideas and to let you determine whether or not these ideas would be, whether these topic ideas are strong or weak. So looking at that, the topic idea is why Friday should be a half day. It's kind of cut off. Is it a strong idea? The student wrote yes. And why do you think it's a strong idea? Because then teachers give homework, and because teachers and students can get a break. So looking at that from this perspective, and remembering what we did yesterday, does anybody care to take a stab? Do you agree or disagree with your classmates' opinion on this? Not on what, let me be careful to say, not on whether or not Friday should be a half day of school. I think everybody here probably would agree with that statement, that it should be. But whether the topic is strong for a persuasive essay. So, Holden, what do you think?
I disagree that it's strong for a persuasive essay because I don't think they can research. They actually can research.
Hang on, let him talk. So let him talk here. So you don't think you'd be able to research it?
No.
Well, we're actually going to dive into research because remember what we talked about yesterday. There are some, but maybe a secondary question. So you were looking at the 3 questions, right? So one of those is, can I research about it, which is one of the most important things. And if you remember, Holden, what I said yesterday was, oftentimes, and speaking from personal experience, I might think I have the best topic for one of these 20-page papers that I have to write. And then I realize when I start to research that the information isn't there. So that one is kind of subjective, but I think like the idea of pizza is my favorite food, a little bit harder to research because maybe like it's the best food ever. Well, how do you research that? You could research this about half days because some schools actually are on shorter days on Fridays. Some schools, like in other countries, go 4 days a week. Some schools go to school year round with a month break every 3 months. Right?
So unfair.
But wait. Quiet for 2 seconds. But what to be said about that is, Holden, your reaction. Declan, what do you need? Quickly. Thank you. So, Holden, you couldn't see it, but Amaya's reaction to that topic and your reaction's totally different. Which brings us to the second point. The second question: can people have differing opinions about it? Yes. I think there are a lot of. I know most children are probably, and maybe a lot of teachers are probably going to say, well, yeah, nothing really gets done on Fridays anyways. Kids are already checked out, so maybe we should just have a half day.
Yes.
But there are other people that will say, wait, no, we got to get we have a duty to make sure our students are getting educated. So, differing opinions. So, do we agree that there could be differing opinions on this topic?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And is it interesting to, could it be interesting to others if done in a proper way and interesting to the writer?
Yes.
Okay, so really the only question, hold on one second, Angela. The only real question about this particular topic is, can I research about it, right?
Maybe.
Maybe. So it's a maybe. So the whole fact of the matter is I'm of the belief that there probably is some research that can be done on this topic. It might not be in America, it might not be in the state of Illinois, but I could almost say that there is some research that has been done on this topic in some way, shape, or form. Amaya. Thank you. So does that clear that up a little bit?
Yeah.
So, Luke, what were you going to say?
There's billions of websites and information things on the web.
We will get into that in later lessons on this topic. So sit tight. So, one second. So, do we agree that this would be, so, Holden, do you want to change your answer that maybe this might be stronger than it normally would be? Or does anybody else disagree with what Holden said? Do we think it might be a strong topic choice?
Yes. Definitely.
Okay. I would agree that this is a strong topic choice here.
What if there's such a now you explain it?
Okay, so that is kind of what we were talking about, and I think where some of the disconnect was. So with that, so is it a little bit more clear now that we've looked through some of looked at one of your peers' examples of work? Yes? Do you want me to show you one more example?
Yes.
To gain a good idea?
Yes.
Okay. Angela, what were you going to say?
So, you can do research on it.
Okay.
Because you can, find out how much money, a school, would develop on Fridays.
Right, so there is research that could be done on this particular topic. So, let me show you another one of your peers' work that maybe, because and here's the thing too, guys, boys and girls, there are definitely some, I think, we're going to take a look at this second idea here, right here. There are definitely some options that could be strong topics if they're a little more defined. A lot of the topics that I saw yesterday were very broad, like trees are important. Well, yes they are, but why are they important? Oh, because, hold on, I'm saying you don't want to have too narrow of a topic. You also don't want to have too broad of a topic. Do you guys understand what narrow and broad means when it comes to this?
No.
You don't? Okay. So, Amaya, to explain it, a topic that is very narrow is one that is very, very specific. Like if you're talking about, if I was talking about trees are important, I might say, the most important tree is the great sequoia in California. They're the most important of all the trees. It would be very narrow because you're only researching great sequoia trees, right? So a broad topic, completely inverse, would be trees are very important. Trees are important. Well, what about trees are important? No one's going to really disagree with you that they're not important, but they might agree with you for different reasons. A guy who, my aunt works has her own forestry company in Massachusetts. She's an environmentalist. She's an environmental scientist. She's ran the company for 20 years. She would tell you that trees are very important, but she would also say that but the reasons that she would say they are important are probably a lot different than someone who is an environmentalist and works for Greenpeace, who doesn't want any trees to get cut down. She thinks they're important because her livelihood is based on it. So you got to look at what your topic's going to be and what you're saying and make sure that it's not too broad. Okay?
Not too broad.
Yeah, like as in like you don't want it to be like so wide of a net that you're casting that you have no idea where you're going. You want to be just right in the middle. So here's another example. So the topic idea is don't waste paper. And the person thought that it's a strong idea. The reasoning are papers are trees that are changed into paper. And trees make you breathe, so you should use paper for only useful stuff. So, my question is, we don't need to figure out whose it is. Thank you. Doesn't really make a difference for what I'm doing. There, does it? Does it matter whose paper it is? Okay, so it doesn't. So, the paper itself. So, does someone want to take a stab? Do we think that this is a strong potential topic for the persuasive essay? Henry, what do you think?
I do, but research, I mean, you can, like, see how many, but I only think you could do one, that's the main idea, you can only do one point on that, is, like, I think that would be easy. So it wouldn't be the easiest to write about, because it's sort of not, it's narrow.
And that's exactly, this is why I chose this example, boys and girls, is because it is narrow. But let's take a look at our 3 questions again. Is it interesting?
Yes.
And possibly interesting to others, right? Like, right. But I mean, it's gotten some discussion. I mean, I saw a bunch of hands go up about whether it was strong or not. I would like to know a little bit more. Can people have different opinions about it?
Yes.
Okay, they can. They can. But I think the topic, don't waste paper, little difficult because, I mean, I look in the trash can, I look in the recycling bin, which we utilize so we don't waste paper, but like even looking like in trash cans throughout the school, I see a ton of paper. Like just thrown away. So, do we... I guess, but do you think those people that are just throwing their paper away, do you think that they maybe don't think it's that big of a deal to waste paper?
Well, they're probably not thinking that they're wasting paper before they throw it away.
Right. So the point is, it might be difficult to find people with. It might not be so difficult to find people with differing opinions because a differing opinion might be it's not really that important. That's a differing opinion. You know, there's 3 different ways you can look at the differing opinion. It could be. That's not that important, I don't really care about it. I agree with you. We shouldn't waste paper, or I think we should waste paper. Either way, I think you're going to find some struggles to find a differing opinion with this. Does that make sense? Like, a differing opinion. So, and then, can I research about it? And like Henry said, just to reattach that, I think your research point for this topic would be a little difficult to do, because it's very narrow. So, sorry.
And point of that they're throwing paper away pretty much means that they're not thinking about the fact that ice caps are melting and.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I agree with you, but you're broadening the net. You're broadening the net.
Because the more paper you throw away in the garbage, the more diesel garbage trucks are using. Plus, the more global warmings come, the more global warming we have from burning garbage.
So.
Melting ice cap.
So Luke, you do realize this is just going to be. I like where you're going. Polar ice cap is like a large like iceberg.
Wow.
Like a glacier, which is like basically a mountain made totally out of ice.
Awesome.
So So when they melt, the water levels rise. But anyways, look, you do realize that this essay is just supposed to be 5 paragraphs long. What you were describing was about a 10-page position on the matter. Okay? So I appreciate it. So Declan, what was your question going to be? Yes, quickly. And Alexis, what question do you have? Right. So, and I think that's the point. That brings it back a little bit. This might be a little too narrow. Alexis?
That could be a point within the topic of trees, if you cut down trees.
And that's the point. So your topics, you want to make sure your topics aren't just a point, but rather a large enough idea that you're going to be able to write a full 5 or 6 paragraph essay on it. So, boys and girls, the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about too was one of the key components of determining whether or not a topic is strong or weak. Yes, can you research about it? It's really important. Yes, you can. Yes, can you research about it? It's very important. But the other one is this idea of differing views, differing beliefs. So I'm going to put up a topic idea that I generated, and I'm going to read it, and I want you to tell me whether or not you think this topic this potential persuasive essay topic is strong or weak. Helmets should be required for contact sports or sports like skateboarding or cycling. Is this a strong topic or a weak topic, and why? Yuki, what do you think? Do you think it's a strong topic or a weak topic? In the middle. Why do you think it's sort of in the middle? So did you just describe differing beliefs, right? On that? Some people do, some people don't. Right? So isn't that one of our points about whether or not that would make it strong? Like if we can answer yes, can people have differing opinions on that topic? Okay. So, Maya, what do you think?
I think it's strong.
That's a good point, though. You think it's strong? Why do you think it's strong?
Because most people who skateboard or cycle, they really need helmets, because if they fall and they're not wearing a helmet, they can hurt themselves and injure themselves. But if they fall and they're about to land on their head, the thing will bang against the ground and they won't get conscious.
Okay, so, and from all the hands, would we agree that this is an interesting topic?
Yes.
Okay. Hold on. So we've got interesting topic. Yuki's proven that some people have different opinions because I've seen guys riding motorcycles without helmets on, and I've seen kids bundled up in basically in bubble wrap with construction helmets on.
I sometimes do that.
So to protect themselves when they fall when they're skating. Hold on, boys and girls. So, and then the last question is: do you think there's any data about head injury that we could research about this? Any information? Does anybody think we'll have trouble researching about this particular topic?
Maybe a little bit.
Henry, 1 point, and then I want to ask another question about this before we move on.
I think this is a strong topic because there are literal protest rallies of motorcyclists without helmets who believe that they are good riders, so they don't have to wear helmets. But the fact is that people are actually killed for not wearing helmets. And if they wear helmets, they have a lot better chance to survive. And there was a law of apparatus which was pointless. If you're under 18, you have to wear a helmet. What even if you're over 18, you should be wearing a helmet because you could just as likely fall off your bike and kill yourself.
So maybe this should be a topic that you would want to write about.
On Sunday, I was riding my bike when I did not win.
Quiet. We're not here to debate the different opinions. You're also proving, though, with this, you're proving that this is an interesting topic, right? With all the hands and all the different opinions and everybody wanting to talk about it, it's clearly a very interesting topic. So now, my question is this. Henry, you were just talking about this, so I'm going to ask you. What would the opposing or like the different view or belief be from this? So helmets should be required. What would someone who thought helmets should not be required think?
They would think that they're such a good skater or rider or biker or whatever they're doing that they don't fall off. But really, even like Tony Hawk, he actually should be required to wear a helmet because he's doing dangerous things, even more dangerous than just riding a skateboard down the street.
Okay, and so here's my other question for you. Do you think some people might too believe that it might be, like taking away some of their freedom of choice to not wear a helmet?
That is actually why a lot of people protest on it.
Okay.
But it's, in my opinion, I heard of something who was protesting again for no helmets, and he died from crashing on that protest rally. And they said he would have survived if he was wearing a helmet.
Okay, so do you guys see what Henry just did there? And this will be crucial to figuring out whether or not your topic is good for a persuasive essay. That topic should be, you should be able to sit there and think, okay, I'm making a statement about a topic. I should be able to make the statement or the opposite belief on a topic for it to be a good persuasive essay. If you can't do that, it's probably not that strong of a topic, right? It might not be a persuasive essay topic that you're writing about. You might need to do a little bit of work with it. Because with this, Henry was easily able to point out what the opposite argument would be and what the support would be. I've got one more I want to show you.
Absolutely.
Yes, Declan. If it does it have...
It has something to do
Okay.
with the helmet.
Okay.
Even people die on it. It's like that.
Right. We already... We got...
But it's
Guys, we're not debating the topic, which is what I said. Declan was not here when I said that.
I love the
I
fact
love
that
it.
you are, because maybe some of you might want to take this to do your paper.
Right. And that's the... So here's topic one, which I basically brought up. Year-round school is a bad thing.
That's so weak.
So, here's my question. Is this a strong topic or a weak topic, and why do you believe it? By the way, just so I can point this out, if the class consensus is that it's a weak topic, and I can prove that it's a strong topic, what should I do if that comes to be? Because I want, like, don't...
It is a strong. Guys, don't let them trick you.
Your first inclination on whether a topic is strong or weak might not always be correct. And that's why I picked this, because we can't allow our own biases to get in the way. And a bias is something like that slants your own thinking one way that you might not be aware of. So, is this a strong topic or not? Alexis, do you think it's a strong topic?
I think it's
Why do you think it's a weak topic?
because if the year-round school is a bad thing, and you don't really want to go to school, what should you even learn? Because you need to go to school to be educated. You go to school
So year-round school. So with the statement, year-round school is a bad thing. So year-round school would be there really is no summer vacation. But, knowing someone who works in a year-round school, my mother works in a year-round school, I can tell you, in the Midwest, not as common. Not as common as they are in the East Coast. A year-round school. Yes, the East Coast.
Studied the East Coast already.
Yes, you already studied the East Coast.
I went to a year-round school.
A year-round school, as Ms. Brand will confirm with me, is every 3 months you get a month off. A full month. And depending on what happens, when the break falls, if it's over the holidays, you might get 6 weeks for Christmas.
That's not much. 3 months is still.
You do that, Miss Van?
Way.
I did.
So here's the point with that. So rehashing it, is this a topic that is interesting? Would it be interesting?
Yes.
Is it a strong topic? Does anyone agree that this is a strong topic? Thumbs up if we agree that it's a strong topic.
It's a strong topic. It's like a combine of like
Thumbs
strong
up.
and
Thumbs up if you agree
Thumbs up.
whether or not this is a strong topic or not.
What I find interesting is, do you feel also see that you kind of have to have an understanding of the topic before you can make up your mind if it's weak or strong? Some of you were ready to say, oh, it's strong, oh, it's weak, until you heard what year-round school meant.
So, do some of you not have an opinion on whether or not this is a strong or weak topic? Do I need to go back over what helps us understand if it's a strong or weak topic?
Weak. Can even like the 5-pound arm.
So Jabril, do you think it's a weak or a strong topic? Remember, we're looking at these 3 questions. So who does not quite understand what we mean by weak or strong topic? I'm assuming that if you didn't do a thumbs up or a thumbs down or thumbs in the middle, that you don't know what a strong or a weak topic is, how we determine it. Jabril and Yuki, do you understand how we? Okay, so do you think it's a strong or weak topic? There's no thumb movement here. Maybe. Okay. So basically, for whatever the topic is, and this will be the last little bit that I'm going to do, and then I'm going to let you guys, if you turned in your sheets, I'm going to let you revise. I'm going to also let you finish the topic sheets if you didn't get them done, or revise those as well. We asked 3 questions. These 3 questions, you need to be able to answer yes to all of them. And is this topic interesting, Yuki? To you or others? Like, because if I came in and said, Yuki, you're going to school year-round, would you be like, whoa, wait, what's going on? Is it interesting? Okay, can people have differing opinions on it? Can I research the topic? Okay, so is it a weaker, so you answered yes to all of those, weak or strong. There we go. So, okay, Henry, you are challenging me that this is a strong or weak topic. What do you think is weak about this topic?
I'll skip everything, but in particular, year-round school.
Remember, caveat being, sorry to interrupt you, your bias cannot get in the way on this, right? Your own personal beliefs cannot get in the way on whether or not this is a topic, a strong topic or not. If you disagree with this, that basically moves me to 1/3 of the way to proving that it's a strong topic. And we've already said that we probably can research it. I probably could, if I had time, I could pull it up on my computer. So, what do you think? Do you want to amend your answer?
I'm not withdrawing my answer yet.
All right. So what do you think?
So-
Thank you, but I want to hear what he has to say.
A weak topic because probably there aren't as many different views on it because people if you don't go to a year-round school, you're probably gonna say I don't care.
If Mr. Kilgatti came in today and said at the start of next school year, Dewey Elementary School is going to be a year-round school,
Then I would care.
that's the point. That's where the bias comes into
That
play.
means we have no summer break.
It means you have a month-long break every 3 months.
Yeah. Oh, but that
Hold
means
up,
you don't
hold
have any summer break. Which is
You have
you guys
stop.
It's only 2 months for
Stop.
It's
So So that's what I mean, Henry, by that. Like, people might not care about it, but that's the whole point of arguing it. So someone who's going to argue that this is, can you argue it from a different view? If I wanted you to take a different stance that year-round school, what's the opposing view on this?
That it's a good thing, and that kids should be in school for big periods, not just 5 days and then 2 days off, and then 5 days and 2 days off. But they're
You still get your weekends, by the way, with year-round school.
um,
Yeah. Nothing. The only thing that changes is the only thing that changes is instead of going 9 months with in the school year, and then getting your summer break, you go 3 months at the start of the year, and then you get a month off, then 3 months in the middle, and then a month off, and then 3 months and a month off, etc., etc. And then
so really, I think
It's only 9 months.
same amount.
the different view would be it's fine and kids should be, but it's just that
How about like Christmas and stuff?
the different view would be that year-round school is a good thing.
Right. So that's the different view. So, and do you think you could find people that would argue that?
Some people, yes, but
Okay.
I'm guessing most people would not care.
Okay. But until it impacts them, right? Because I asked you the question. So here's the thing. That's the one thing, boys and girls, and this is the last point. We cannot, when looking at a topic and determining, it could be anybody's essay. And I'm going to get some examples of essays so you can see what a persuasive essay looks like. We cannot be biased about whether or not the topic was a strong one and say, well, no, it's weak because I don't care about it. There are people that will care about it. The difference is, are there people that are going to care about it? Is it going to be interesting? Because if you're reading it, there's a reason why you're going to make it all the way to the end.
Okay, but it's not as interesting as the helmet.
Right, and that's your personal belief, though, right? So that's my point. It doesn't have to be interesting to everybody. It just has to be interesting to somebody, and not just the author, because there needs to be an audience for it. Jacqueline.
Okay.
We're not debating the topic. So if you,
It's weak because I left it.
why? I just kind of proved it. Why do you think it's weak?
I'm going to be a little
Shh, quiet, Mira. You know, it's great that you're going to be a lawyer. You might have to argue your way out of. Be quiet. You need to be quiet. You need to be quiet right now. Okay.
I think it's weak because it doesn't give that much of an explanation of why your school is a bad thing. It just says that it's a bad thing.
Well, you do realize that it would be explained. Your topic doesn't have to be like a compound sentence long. It's just a topic. That's what their belief is, and they're going to explain in their paper with their 3 points and arguments and ideas to try to convince you that it is a bad thing.
Well, it is a bad thing. I mean, yeah.
Shh, we're not debating the actual topic. So, with that being said, do we have a better understanding now of what Ms. Brand and I are looking for with our persuasive topics?
Yeah.
With the persuasive topics that you're coming up with. Does that make sense? Does anyone still not are we still not clear about what the persuasive topics are? Hey, Alexis, can you repeat back to me what I just said? Please pay attention, okay? Because if you, either I should see a perfect paper, or, you shouldn't have any questions, okay? At this point, so please pay attention, okay? Be respectful. Thank you. So, with that being said, I'm going to pass these back to you guys, and I'm going to allow you to make any corrections that you have or think is necessary. And you guys, for homework tonight, if you're not satisfied with your topics, meaning if you don't think Ms. Brand and I would think that they're strong when we look at them, then you can fix them at home tonight, okay? So I'm going to pass these back. Actually, Declan, can you pass these back to folks?
Well, mine's my desk.
Well, that's great. I'm asking you to pass these back. So,
Here, Angela.
all Where is that?
You didn't write anything about it. Mr. Walsh, remember I still have